October 2025 isn't asking for movement, it's demanding it. There are timelines in your life and business that you've been gently pretending not to notice. The conversations you've postponed, the launches you keep refining, the choice you know is more spiritually aligned, but you keep waiting for some other sign beyond your own knowing. And let's be honest, part of you needed to let it unravel at first. The old structure has to loosen. The facade has to crack. The version of you who tolerates delay had to dissolve. October doesn't just move energy, it makes it inevitable. You'll feel the shift like a door that refuses to stay shut. Circumstances will align in a way that moves you forward even if you're not ready. But that's the point. Destiny doesn't move when you feel that it's perfect. It moves when the timing is perfect. This month, you'll feel pressure in the places that you've been avoiding, but you'll also see doors open that you didn't knock on. The universe isn't being unpredictable, it's just being efficient. It's rerouting you to a timeline that's better suited for you. And if you learn to move with the rhythm, October will not only change your plans, but it could change your identity. Hi friends, and welcome to October 2025. This is the Futurecast, and I'm your host, executive astrologer and life coach, Maurielle Laurenne. In this video, we'll discuss how this month's geocosmic energy trends affect your life, business, relationships, and the globe. The movement of the planets creates movement in our lives, which is why it's so key to understand divine timing. Trying to manifest without timing is like trying to manifest without a structure. Timing is the skeleton that moves the life forms of creation upright. It's the intelligent rhythm that makes miracles happen. Life coaches give you general frameworks. Astrologers give you celestial theories. I'm the only woman who sits at the crossroads of spirituality and strategy, mapping your business moves directly to God's calendar, so you know exactly what to do and when the door of opportunity will open. October is a month where alignment outperforms effort and flow becomes a profitable strategy. I'm ready if you are, so let's dive in. The month begins with the October 6th Aries new moon, which exposes where your hesitations have been stealing your momentum. Notice where your doubts, fears, and worries have kept you spinning in circles rather than seizing opportunities. If you were dedicating the same amount of time and faith to moving forward as you were to being worried and afraid, then you might look at how you've been spending your time and feel embarrassed. The Aries full moon insists that you shift from fear to faith so that you can get going in an area of your life or business where your "I just can't do this" self-talk has talked you out of the very direction you know you need to go. Spend your inner narrative in your favor rather than against yourself. When you act from conviction instead of contraction, you activate destiny instead of delay. Every empire begins with one brave decision to quit negotiating with doubt. On this same date, the mindset planet of Mercury shifts into the investigative constellation of Scorpio for 2.5 weeks, and the mind gets penetrating from October 6th through 29th. You begin to see beneath appearances to motives, desires, and power plays. This is investigative energy, so that you can have refined perception to make decisions without the illusion of bullshit. Business-wise, it's a perfect window for research, strategy, and negotiation because you'll detect the hidden nuances behind every conversation and every piece of information. Speak less, observe more, and let precision replace performance. Next, on October 13th, Pluto, the power planet, moves direct in the constellation of Aquarius, leading us into the future. This is where collective movement as a society in world politics, the economy, and governments starts to pivot forward. What we will see over the next 6 months is that power is shifting back into the hands of the people who are the visionaries, the disruptors, and the ones who are willing to risk leading us into the future. This is especially true if your mission or business incorporates technology, innovation, social networks, or the psychic sciences. The old systems are no longer the gatekeepers. It's collapsing all around us, very evidently. By the people, for the people is what's in. Clarity is in. Integrity is in. Equal opportunity is in. So take a hard look at yourself, your mission, your business, your money. Is it a true reflection of your spiritual purpose? That mission you already know deep down inside you were born to deliver. Are you doing God's work? If you've been waiting on the sidelines to pursue a craft that feels like your holy obligation, then this is the time to buck the matrix and take a pilgrimage to the Mecca of your soul. If you've been hoping to expand a business that you know could help millions of people or improve an industry, then this is the moment for exponential growth, delusional growth. And in order to do both of those things, you're going to know exactly what your soul is designed to do, and then you're going to need to know the tempo of the universe so that you can maneuver your strategies in alignment with synchronicity. You need to know what to do and when to do it. On this same date, the values planet Venus shifts into the constellation of Libra, aligning collaborations, branding, and styling for the next 3 weeks from October 13th to November 6th. This is the art of elegant positioning, making yourself or your brand so refined and noticeable that you attract instead of chase. Elevate your wardrobe and aesthetic. Refine your message and the way you speak. Extend invitations of elegance. Show people that your relationship with them matters and that being a classy human is eternally stylish. Venus in Libra means that grace holds power. Real magnetism is the symmetry between what you're giving out and what's finding you in return. And when it comes to money this month, where in your life or business that you express those Libran values is the category through which you are most likely to attract income or valuable opportunities. But it's different for each person, as is true with all astrological transits. It's different for each person in its specificity based on your unique birth information. So where one person should be targeting in their life to receive the gifts of that planetary transit is different than the strategy another person should be using. Let me give you a simple example. One of my clients in the medical industry has been wanting for quite a while to leave one medical practice to find a bigger, better opportunity elsewhere. In the month of October, Venus in Libra is moving through his service sector, which means this is the opportune month for him to send in applications to other potential medical practices that might want to take him on as a surgeon. Even though he's been wanting to do this for several months, the opportunity in the timelines hasn't been quite there. But this month I advised him it was ripe to strike. So you can bet that he's been surfing LinkedIn as well as going through other avenues to connect with these opportunities. That's where the money is for him. Whereas a different client in the wellness industry with obviously different birth information, this month's transit of Venus through Libra is going through her wisdom sector, which often indicates financial benefit from resolving legal matters. Now, she's been wanting to get a divorce for a while, but has been holding off. I told her that October was the opportune time to go ahead and put things in motion because my sense is that she will receive quite the payout from her divorce resolution. So that's where the money is for her. It's interesting that although Venus in the sky is moving through Libra for all of us, where the payout is for each person is dependent specifically based on their unique birth information. This is why there's such a difference between understanding general movement in the sky and then translating it directly to your life map based on your unique information, because it's going to give you a really different and specific strategy compared to somebody else. Most people watch general monthly astrology videos like this one and assume that they're getting the full picture. But here's the truth. The general geocosmic trends that I'm discussing are really only like a weather report. They tell you the overall climate, but they won't tell you exactly how that weather is going to affect you individually in your area. A fan of these Futurecast videos once sent me a direct message saying, I would pay someone to understand how these transits affect me and my chart individually. To which I responded, that is exactly what I do. A private session shows the geometry of your chart and how things fall into your timeline with exact precision tailored to you. It tells you your strategy for knowing whether you should go, wait, or transform first. So monthly Futurecast videos like this introduce you to the current of the cosmos, but a private consultation helps you put your hands on the steering wheel. And when you're building a destiny, not just a plan, then you have to move with more than vibes alone. You've got to move with strategic design. The month moves ahead on October 19th through 21st when Mercury conjuncts Mars at the same time as a new moon. So this is mental precision meeting decisive action to either tip the scales or open a new chapter. Excellent time for power strategy. Proceed with focus and courage and a sense of assertion, but not aggression. Say what needs to be said, sign what needs to be signed. Make decisive moves in contracts and conversations that require conviction. Are we doing the damn thing or not? When the mind and action combine, then we accelerate manifestation because we're not fragmenting our energy by doubt and delay. This is also the beginning of the Mercury retrograde preview period. So start noticing now the people, opportunities, projects that seem to be highlighted as important, because those will likely be the very things that get retrograded next month in November. Soon after, on October 22nd, Neptune retrogrades back into the constellation of Pisces, taking you back to the final lesson of an era in your life that started in 2011. You'll have just a few months to move forward on subtle cues that may have been planted in your life all that time long ago. Because once Neptune moves direct and shifts completely into Aries, it'll never move back into Pisces again for the rest of your life. So what is that final little tidbit or karmic thread that you might notice from 2011 and how in subtle ways it's woven to where you are now? Collectively, this represents the end of escapism and the illusion of false idols that promise to take care of you, like your government or religious institutions or a corporation. We're entering the era of re-enchanting faith in the self. So where have you been lulled into a sense of false trust that if you just do all the right things and play by the rules, they will take care of you? And in doing that, where have you downsized your purpose or diminished your perspective or small played your expression so that you could fit nicely into a box of comfort? But you're done with it, because Neptune in Pisces wants the brushstrokes of your life to be painted with boldness and artistry, to be guided by your own intuition and creativity, to believe that your story is the medicine that the world needs. And you've been feeling the tug to bring God into everyday conversation. You've been feeling the tug to have your work become a greater expression of divine direction. You've been feeling the tug for your own lived experiences to be seen as valid instruments of healing to help the world around you. You're no longer waiting for an institution to guide you or protect you. You've got the divine connection and the divine protection, and you're going to do something about it. Then, later in the month, Mercury shifts into Sagittarius from October 29th to December 11th. This is where the vision widens. It's expansion energy. It's good for brainstorming and content creation, as well as communicating a message that really inspires your clients or the world around you to grow. Bold ideas always attract audiences because they resonate more than perfection. Lastly, on October 31st, we approach Samhain, popularly known in the modern day as Halloween. But the holy day or holiday of Halloween or Samhain is really a cross-quarter day, meaning it's one of the midpoints of the year that tells us we're halfway completed from one season and halfway towards another. So it's our fall seasonal midpoint, and it does welcome the beginning of the death of the year. It's widely recognized as a time during the mythos of the planet where the veil between the unseen and the seen worlds begins to thin. And very frequently, we can have visitations or memories from our deceased ancestors. So it can be a wonderful time to invite our ancestors to arrive as our protectors, guardians, and allies, and to honor those who have walked the path before us. It can also be a time to honor the many deaths that happen in our life, which can be a multitude of kinds of endings, because everything has to be released so that destiny can be freed up to move forward. All right, friends, now that you know the geocosmic energy trends for the month ahead, it's time for you to determine your destiny. If this video was helpful, please give us a like or subscribe to the monthly newsletter. And as always, I'd love to see you online or in my office for a private consultation. In my monthly sessions, I show you how to translate divine timing into your precision roadmap. So if you're ready to live in sync with cosmic intelligence rather than human urgency, then grab your spot in a life path session with me. Because destiny is never late. It's simply waiting for you to sync up with it. All right, my friends, until next time, when our stars align.